Hi everybody, Pastor Kirk here. Guess what this is? Correct. A box of meringues. And what is significant about these meringues? Right. I was supposed to bring them to church last Sunday when I told all the men that they had to bring cookies. You don't want to eat a cookie that I baked. So I went and I bought these meringues. And then I left them in my car and forgot about them. And there's no special virtue, okay, in buying cookies for church if you don't actually bring them to church, okay? The I meant to excuse is almost as lame as I didn't mean to. Anyway, look for these meringues on the cookie table in the cafe this Sunday. And thanks to all of yous who brought cookies for the cafe last week. Our hospitality team says there were myriad batches of cookies brought in response to our Calling All Cookies bulletin. Which is good news because up until now, cookies have been the responsibility of different mariner ships. Hundreds of cookies on a Sunday in a semi-annual rotation. But we need to begin to ask the whole church to get in the lineup. And this last Sunday was a great start. Okay, we let off with cookies because that's what people care about. Now, a follow-up question. Can you guess what this is? What do you think? Do you remember 2 weeks back when our air conditioning broke down and the church was sweltering like a budget funeral parlor in New Orleans? People were turning their, bulletins into improvised fans. One worshiper actually got poked in the eye by the lady next to him. Fortunately, it was his wife. Accident or on purpose. And then a staff member contracted carpal tunnel with his back and forth motion, filed a workers' comp claim. See, when the air conditioning breaks down, it is bad. And this is the little component that is responsible. The McDonald flow switch, just 4 or 5 inches across, designed by Satan to break down just as the church is starting up. Rusted out, broke off, and no AC. It's kind of like a hangnail, right? It's tiny, but it causes a lot of pain. And there's a parable here. Like the body of Christ, 1 Corinthians 12. Everybody's got to do their part. Everybody's got to stay healthy, including the flow switch, or the system breaks down and everybody wishes they were over in the cafe watching the video feed. Hey, didn't Jorge do a great job preaching on Sunday? Terrific exposition of the amazing faith of the Roman centurion in Matthew chapter 9. Here is a guy, Jorge, who is totally ready to step up into the larger responsibility of pastoring a church. In case you missed it, Jorge announced, he's our youth pastor, and he just announced that he has accepted a call from an area church, Oak Avenue Church in Orangevale, to be its lead pastor, and he accepted. And his new ministry begins August 1st. Now he's going to continue on staff here until the end of June just to wrap up his ministry and help us plan the transition. When Jorge joined our staff, he played a crucial role in bringing stability and maturity to our youth department, which was a little ragged. And he's leaving us his legacy. He's leaving behind a strong leadership core of staff and volunteers to continue the work. Okay, public service reminder. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and I'm going to be preaching a special message for everybody who has a mom or had a mom once. And okay, if that's not you, you're excused. The message is Jesus and his mom. And you're going to be surprised by the number of times Jesus' mom appears in the Bible. I counted 13 times. Here are a couple of scenes. See if you can identify them. What? That is biologically impossible. That's Mary to the angel Gabriel. With me? No, I thought he was with you. That's Mary to Joseph, okay? When they lost Jesus, their son, when he was 12 years old. They've run out of wine, and you brought 12 people who weren't on the guest list. That's Mary at the wedding at Cana, okay? Okay, let's go get him. Let's bring him home. He's off his rocker, all right? That's Mary when she went to get Jesus because he thought he'd gotten too involved in this religion thing. Okay, those are all quotations from the Virgin Mary that didn't make it into the Gospels, okay, but they were overheard by people who were present. Okay? Okay. Why? By the way, the Virgin Mary, how do I put this delicately? did not remain a virgin. See, with her marriage to Joseph, she became a normal wife and mother. Look at the last verses in Matthew chapter 1. Well, as normal as you can be when your boy is the son of God, okay? You know, Catholic tradition teaches that Joseph was an aged widower. He married Mary to preserve her reputation and kind of throw a blanket of protection over her, but they maintained a celibate relationship until Joseph died sometime before Jesus grew up. But this does not jibe with the Bible's robust view of sex in marriage and the Bible's own teaching references to Jesus' siblings. He had 4 brothers that are named in Matthew's gospel, and he had sisters. So, okay, pop quiz. How many children then did Mary and Joseph have? How many? What do you think? At least 7, okay? 5 boys, including Jesus, and sisters, plural, which means at least 2. Matthew says all his sisters, which sounds like more than 2. So I'm betting 8 or 9 at least. How did we get on this subject? Right, Mother's Day. This is a public service reminder for all you husbands and sons who are likely to forget. No excuses now, okay? Like I meant to, you know. I remember a Mother's Day early in our marriage that was about to pass without any mention or celebration. But you're not my mother, I said to Leila. And that didn't go down well. All right, a word about our parking crisis. Have you ever come to church on Sunday, you know, you're running late, and you see the only empty space in the entire front lot? God's gift to you. And you gun the accelerator, you cut off an 80-year-old church lady, you swing into that narrow slot, only to discover a sign that says, "Reserved for the pastor." And that's when your charitable thoughts about me suddenly become clouded with mild curses. Well, this Sunday is your opportunity to park in my space because somebody stole my parking sign. And now I have to forage like everybody else and walk from the back 40 of our church lot in the blistering heat of May, maybe even be late to church. What do you think? And some of you will think, serves him right, Pastor Privileged Parker. I'm sure the Sacramento Sheriff's Department has made apprehending the thief a high priority, and they no doubt suspect one of our skateboard hooligans, but I bet it was one of our sweet 80-year-old church ladies with a Black & Decker power screwdriver. At any rate, there is no sign. This is your golden opportunity until the next time when the sign gets absconded with. By the way, you're wondering, why is this email blast out so early? It's because Leila and I are flying down to LA Friday and Saturday to visit our son Matt, who would like to introduce us to the girl he is planning to marry. Can I say girl? She is 27. And we're trying to be cool about this, but as you can imagine, it's a very big deal. Hey, a couple of quick pieces of news, okay? This is why I do these email blasts. 1, our summer Arise service starts in June, first Sunday in June at 8 a.m. in the chapel. Tim's going to be doing most of the preaching there, and he's going to preach through the book of Colossians. 2, Memorial Day weekend, end of May, okay, last Sunday in May, we're having a bluegrass group leading worship called the Wintons. It's a family bluegrass group. They're going to be in both services. John's away doing something, I don't know what. And we're going to do something completely different, okay? Dress code on that Sunday is blue jeans and a t-shirt, okay? Maybe a straw hat, too, and a big piece of grass sticking out your teeth. After SML, on Memorial Day, the youth are hosting a barbecue fundraiser for Hume Lake on the plaza from noon to 1:30. And then after that, at 1:30, we're going to have a special bluegrass concert in the chapel, okay? 3, we are 3 Sundays away from summer Sunday school, and we still need 3 more volunteers to teach or assist, okay? And Wendy's getting very nervous and anxious and prayerful. The Holy Spirit has been nudging 3 of you out there, okay? And you keep brushing him off. You know, that is like a flow switch that decides to break down. So come and sign up this Sunday at the Children's Ministry office or at their table in the cafe. Hey, last weekend, a dozen or more of our elders and pastors, we went up to Nevada City for a meeting of the Presbytery of the Pacific, a gathering of 40 of the EPC churches located in Washington, Idaho, California, and Oregon. Great time. Beautiful location, okay? Seemed like we were praying every 30 minutes. And a lot of people who were there believe Jesus, believe the Bible, are committed to mission and ministry. John Holmes, one of our elders, longtime member here at FOPC, was taken under care for ordination. And that's a year-long process that will likely culminate in his being ordained for pastoral ministry, probably as a professor of theology and family therapy, because he's a licensed family therapist, and he's also on the faculty in Sacramento of Western Seminary. Okay, one last thing. We're just 5 weeks away, okay, from the Luis Palau Festival. And this is the biggest evangelism event in Sacramento since the last Billy Graham crusade. So what can we do? What can you do? First, you attend the festival, Friday, Saturday, June 16 and 17 at the Cal Expo grounds. It's free, okay? Second, you sign up to staff the fair. They need several hundred festival volunteers, okay? And then third, on Wednesday, May 30th, right here at FOPC, we're hosting an evangelism training. We want to train everybody in our church family to share their faith, using a gospel tract, leading somebody to pray to receive Christ. You know, at the festival, they're going to need hundreds of us to counsel the thousands of people who come forward to receive Christ. And every Christian should know how to do this. So let this be like CPR training. Even if you know how, this is an opportunity to refresh your training. So please mark your calendar. Come to our evangelism training. Just one short evening session on Wednesday, May 30. Okay? Hey, when you park out back this Sunday, look south and you'll see the rose garden. It's been all spiffed up and it is bursting into bloom, thanks to our gardening team that has made that possible. And finally, 15 minutes with God. See, now that Easter is over, I'm sure everybody's back into their daily Bible readings, right? This past week we had some great Bible passages, like the story of the very fat priest in 1 Samuel 4 who breaks his neck, and the golden hemorrhoids in 1 Samuel 6. Seriously, and then there's one of the all-time great Psalms, Psalm 103, all that is within me, bless his holy name, and Jesus' bread of life discourse in John 6. So if you don't have your reading plan, you can go to our website and print it out and then get with the program. Okay? That's all, folks. See you in church.